Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have 3 stories for you today. So let's get started. Our first story comes from Throwaway 4356299. Am I the beehole because I asked my fiance to get me another ring? My boyfriend of 5 years, a 26-year-old male, and I, a 25-year-old female, got engaged a few days ago. Now, we have been dating a long time, and we've had conversations about getting married, etc. So, this was not out of the blue. In fact, I've shown him several times the type of ring I would like and would want when we got engaged. Well, he proposed with a ring that was completely the opposite of what I want. Think simple, minimalist, versus very big and gaudy. I obviously said yes, but I was a bit visibly taken back by the ring. I tried to keep my composure since our families were present. The next day, I asked him if we could get another ring that was more to my liking since I would be the one wearing it. He said no, that the ring comes from his family and he gets to decide how it looks. He also said that since his family is very comfortable, I think one Europe trip a year for the rich, it shouldn't look like he skimped on the ring for his fiancée. Somehow, both our parents also caught wind of the issue, and while my parents said we can compromise, his are saying that we have a standard to uphold and we cannot look poor in front of their peers just because I have simpler taste. I've also proposed getting a simpler ring that I wear every day in my normal routine, and wear his gaudy rocks whenever we visit his family, and he shuts down that idea as well. I understand that it's just a piece of jewelry, but I also don't know why we can't get another one that I can wear in my normal routine. Am I the beehole? ETA. Clearing up some questions that were asked. The ring is not a family heirloom. He bought it for me. One Europe trip a year is not rich enough, but their Europe trip is generally a month or so long, with a bunch of luxury hotels, 5-star lunches, cruises, and a couple of shows or galas if their friends abroad invite them. I'm sorry I forgot to specify. I don't come from that background. My family is working class, if that helps. I have read all of your responses. I'm sorry I couldn't respond to most of you. I made this post late night because I couldn't sleep, and then the activities of the day took over. I'm going to try to talk to him today, evening, once we're both home from work. Wish me luck. No, you are not the beehole. This is a weird one to me, because if I met a woman who doesn't want a big gaudy ring and just wants a simple ring, that's the type of woman I'd marry. But it sounds like he's more concerned about appearance instead of being with you and being happy with a spouse. You're not married yet? I would count this as a flag and seriously think about going through with this wedding. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to you, but good luck. Alright, our next story comes from Confidence Session 7848. Am I the beehole for firing our family therapist after she asked for tips? My ex and I have a 12-year-old boy who's going through some things. We found a therapist and we've been seeing her for a couple of years. It hasn't been life-changing for me in any way. In fact, it became more of a pointless chore like making your bed or folding your underwear. I might have gotten a few things out of it, but would not do it again. A few weeks ago, I had told our therapist that it's bizarre not to have to worry about money for the first time in my life. I make good money and don't have many bills. I'm saving like $1,000 a month. Last week, the therapist asked me if I could start making a co-payment. I don't have a copayment because my insurance covers 100% of the therapy sessions. I explained that to her. She said that was true, but maybe I could start paying like $20 cash because she's not making a lot with my insurance pays her. Like a tip. I was at a loss for words. And I said, and I suppose this has no relation to my telling you that I had disposable income a few weeks ago. She said, of course not. It was like she was asking for a raise. LOL, and I said I'd think about it. I found nothing about tipping your therapist. I talked to my ex and I said I was firing the therapist. She told me not to throw away 2 years of work and I said the therapist tried taking advantage of me. She offered to pay and I said I'm not stopping you, but I'm not doing the sessions anymore and neither is our son. The trust I had in our therapist is forever broken. I left a voicemail and a text message explaining we weren't in need of services anymore. I haven't heard back. Guess what? Our lives didn't fall apart, and the therapist replied that I totally misunderstood the whole tip thing. Hi, OP. No, you are not the beehole. This is a weird one. What you should do is contact your insurance company. They'll probably want to hear about this shady business she's trying to pull. I remember a medical professional saying they can't take things like money or stuff like that. I believe they can take things like cards and hugs, that type of thing. But yeah, this is really shady. You need to report her. And I believe you handled the stuff with your ex just fine. Let her do her thing. You have no control over her. But yeah, you have to do what's best for you and your son, and I would get her out of that. I would get you and him out of that shady situation. And our third and final story comes from Eternal AD 3871. Am I the beehole for not allowing my ex-girlfriend to meet our son after she abandoned us? When I was 21, I met this girl, Linda, in college. We started dating, and after a year, she accidentally got pregnant. I felt I was too young to be a father, but decided that if she wanted to keep the baby, I would have taken care of them. She changed her mind a dozen times, but in the end, decided to keep the child. So I did what I had to do. Our families weren't rich, so I left college, found a job, and started preparing for the child. My son, Leo, was born in June. I have worked impossible hours, spent whatever was left of my time taking care of Leo and my mother. Spent a lot of time at our apartment to help taking care of Leo. Linda's parents basically did nothing. They told me in my face that I was not welcome in their home, and they spent a total of 2 hours with Leo in the months following his birth. When Leo was 7 months old, Linda bailed on us. One day she called my father to come help take care of Leo. He went to our apartment and she wasn't there. Leo was sleeping in his crib, and Linda's belongings were gone together with the money left in the house. I tried contacting her and going to her parents' home, but they weren't there and she never answered the phone. It's been 11 years since then. Now it's just me, Leo, and my father. My mother unfortunately passed away last year. Despite all of the problems we've had, Leo has grown up to be an amazing, cheerful, and smart kid. He is my pride and joy, and I'll do anything to protect him and make him happy. He doesn't remember his mother. A few weeks ago, Linda showed up at my door in the middle of the day. She asked to talk, and I reluctantly agreed. To sum it up, what she said was she's sorry for what she did, and wants to be a part of Leo's life again. I told her no. She begged, and then said some unkind thing about me as a person when I refused again. I told her I do not care what she thinks. Until Leo is old enough to make that choice, she will not see him. After he is old enough, I will tell him the truth, and he'll decide on his own accord what he wants to do. Since, unfortunately, we live in a small town where rumors spread rapidly, I'm now being judged by some neighbors for my reaction. I don't think I'm in the wrong here, and my family agrees with me. But I guess another opinion would be welcomed since I'm basically going crazy. So am I the beehole? Hi, OP. No, you are not the beehole here. I was going to tell you to get a lawyer and make sure you have full custody of your child, but reading down the comments, you did go to the judge about a year ago, after she left, well, a year after she left, and got sole custody of Leo. So good job there. You nailed that one. But he's 10 right now. I think you should tell him. Like you said, this is a small town and they like to gossip. Eventually it's going to come back through somebody's kids to your son. And I see some people saying that you should let him see his mother with strict rules and supervision, but I would say no. If I was in your situation, that person would be dead to me. I wouldn't let her see him at all. You don't get to leave at the hardest part of raising a child and then come back when the hard part's over and just be like, oh, I'm here, and please let me be a mom again. No, you ran, you gave that up. You don't get to just come back and everything's okay. So sounds like you're doing a fantastic job raising your kid, OP. Alright, everybody. And that was another video in the bag. Can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, subscribe? And thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you liked it, like I said, please like. If you didn't like it, again, thank you for making it to the end. Velvet out.